I'm Jason Epperson. This is RV Miles, and it's time for the latest in RV and camping news. First up, the Supreme Court of the United States is set to hear arguments for Johnson v. Grants Pass on whether a city can ticket homeless people for camping in public areas. These homeless camping bans are being enacted all over the country and repealed and enacted and repealed. This is an issue I rarely talk about on these news roundups. It's not quite in the scope of what we talk about here, but I do see stories about this every single day. And besides obviously being concerned about solving issues of homelessness in a reasonable way, I do worry about these laws inadvertently outlawing overnight parking at private businesses like Walmarts and truck stops. Frankly, some of these laws do have language that isn't quite clear enough about what constitutes camping and whether an RV is included in that or what the definition of a public place is. The current precedent set in the Ninth Circuit Court established that ticketing people for camping in public violated the Eighth Amendment. That is, it is cruel and unusual punishment when no shelter beds are available for the people experiencing homelessness. The Supreme Court will begin hearing arguments on this case on Monday, and I will be watching it a bit closely. Again, it's really not about what we consider camping, but these laws have the word camping all over them, so there are bound to be issues with this. A 26-year-old man was killed after he was pinned underneath an RV he was working on at a Noonan, Georgia tire shop, according to the county's coroner office. Timothy Wheeling was apparently working on the RV at Buck's Tires. He was trying to take off a wheel and the RV slid off the jack and pinned him underneath it. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. I've had tires changed a few times on RVs at tire shops, and it's always been a process that's unnerved me a little bit. At least the places I went to didn't seem too concerned about how safely the unit was jacked up. Last time I could tell the jack was only like halfway underneath the frame rail. I had to let them know so that something like this didn't happen. I won't pretend to know exactly how this should be done, but I don't think two jacks on one side of a big fifth wheel while both wheels are being pulled off at the same time is the safest route for changing a wheel on an RV, especially on the uneven ground of a tire shop's parking lot instead of that flat, smooth garage floor. Anyway, be careful jacking up your RV and take one wheel off at a time if you're doing this on your own. SpaceX is once again selling refurbished Starlink dishes to U.S. customers after a long hiatus. Refurb kits used to go for $2.99, now they're $3.99, but they are the newest dish, which is higher powered, folds flatter, and has a broader view of the sky than the actuated dish that had a motor inside. The actuated dish was supposed to be an option still, but it's no longer available. All in all, I do think the new dish without a motor is the better dish for most RVers. Being able to fold it flat and put it away is really helpful. That additional broad view of the sky helps with trees. It does take a little bit more power, but it's not much. The refurbished dishes are $200 cheaper than a new one, and I really don't think there's anything to be concerned about with refurb dishes. I think if you were planning to get Starlink this year, now might be the time to grab it before those refurb dishes aren't available again. I wouldn't be surprised if this becomes an on-again, off-again thing, and Starlink tends to avoid offering discounts in the US. Refurbished kits will have the same devices, function, and warranty as a standard order, it says on the order page. You just go to the website and try to order one, and it will offer you the refurbished option right now. More in a moment, but first, this episode is sponsored by our great friends at rvmattress.com by Brooklyn Bedding. If you're gearing up for the summer, you're going to head out in your RV for a long extended vacation. You really want to sleep through the night, and the RV mattresses that come with most RVs are absolutely terrible. rvmattress.com sells you real mattresses from a real mattress company through the mail. They get shipped in a box. You just open them up, let them expand. They even have springs inside them. You can get them in different firmnesses, and you can get them in different sizes depending on the size of your RV mattress platform. Some of them are set up for short queens and kings. Some of them are set up for an RV king, which is not quite as wide as a normal king bed. They have some odd bunk sizes and different thicknesses. Do you have a slide that closes over the top of your mattress? You might need to get a specific thickness. We have them in both of our RVs. We have them in our house. We love Brooklyn Bedding's mattresses. RVmattress.com by Brooklyn Bedding offers a 120-night sleep trial. Their mattresses come to you shipped in a box from their factory in Arizona. They're toxin-free, and they're just a great company all around. If you go to rvmattress.com/rvmiles and use the code RVMiles, you get 25% off. rvmattress.com/rvmiles with code RVMiles. Thanks to rvmattress.com by Brooklyn Bedding for supporting these news roundups. Road trip planning app Road Trippers has introduced a new AI-powered road trip planner into its software that's supposed to add personalized interactive trip recommendations based on your interests, your preferences, and your vehicle type. It's called Road Trippers Autopilot, and the company has filed for a patent on it. According to a release for RVers, the tech uses vehicle-specific criteria, your height, your width, your weight, to map out an RV-friendly route and recommend campgrounds that are available for instant booking along the way. Quote, as adventurers dive into this cutting-edge tech, the system saves their trip for later tweaking, ensuring seamless trip customization. This isn't the first RV trip planning AI we've seen, though. Adventure Genie is another AI-powered tool for creating and planning journeys for campers and RVers. In addition to being able to create point-to-point stops, Adventure Genie also offers customized travel itineraries, smart routing and campsite reviews and reservations, and more. By simply telling the Genie in a few words where you want to go and what you want to do, its smart technology will deliver a complete trip in minutes. AI is cool. I love for it to give me ideas and suggestions and stuff to help summarize something. I love lots of aspects of it. But for me, the best part of a road trip is planning it. Maybe that isn't you, though. Regardless, I'm going to test out some of this software to give you an idea of what it's like here shortly. Ford has resumed shipping the 2024 F-150 Lightning electric truck to dealers following a hiatus of over 2 months due to an undisclosed quality issue. Ford issued a stop ship order on February 9th, and Lightning is now available to order again. The RV industry, particularly its dealers, want you to know about a tax burden that they feel they shouldn't be hit with, something that is raising the cost of trailers to buyers. According to an article in RVbusiness.com, members of the RV Dealers Association and other industry professionals have reissued a call to action for people around the country to get behind passage of legislation that would restore the floor plan interest on travel trailers and campers to the list of fully deductible items on a business's ledger. Sounds real sexy, right? This might be kind of important, though. Dealers of cars and RVs and farm implements, all of that big ticket stuff we get loans on, they buy those vehicles from the manufacturer using a loan called a floor plan loan. It's sort of like a revolving line of credit, and the interest on it is fully tax deductible, which makes sense because it's really just a pass-through thing. The dealer is financing the inventory until it's sold to a customer who might finance it or pay for cash or whatever, but they're going to pay taxes on that and all that sort of stuff. During passage of a tax bill in 2017, that interest deduction was inadvertently omitted from travel trailer sales for most dealers. Cars, trucks, motorhomes, farm implements, boats, all of that stuff still has this floor plan interest tax deduction, but RV trailers do not. I imagine it's particularly hard for dealers right now who may have paid more for those trailers than they can get out of them. Then they have to pay interest on that loan and can't deduct that interest on their taxes. Boo-hoo, you might say, but it does increase the price of an RV in the end. So there's a bill in the House right now called the Travel Trailer and Camper Tax Parity Act. It's currently in committee, and it would rectify this problem. The RV industry would like more folks to support it, but it's an uphill climb because there's not much to tie it to and really no support from the much larger auto industry since it doesn't affect them. Plus, tax days come and gone, and new tax legislation isn't likely anytime soon. So that's it for this week's RV and Camping News Roundup. Thanks so much for being here. Hit the like button if you got something out of this video. Subscribe if you want more like this, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.